Auto insurance can all seem the same until it comes time to use it. So don't get stuck paying more for less coverage. Switch to USAA Auto Insurance and you could start saving money in no time. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
USAA. Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to the Coaching Youth Hoops Podcast.
They're playing basketball. Basketball.
Here's our hosts, Steve Collins. And Bill Flitter.
All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops. How you doing, Coach?
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm good. We're talking hoops. Before we jump in, let's talk about our Facebook group. Go over and check out Coaching Youth Hoops on Facebook. It's growing. I don't know if it's quite the largest youth coaching, basketball coaching one, but it's getting there. It will be.
Definitely. I mean, in a short period of time since April, you kidding me?
I know. It's growing.
Growing.
The questions are great. I think the questions are great. I mean, and that's the thing is you can go there to find, a community, but you can also go there to find questions answered,
or get your question answered.
Your specific one. What did I post? What did I post recently? I don't know if I posted on this one or another Facebook group, but I asked about what drill should you start practice with to build intensity? I might have put it on the other one.
I'm looking right now.
That might have been on basketball coaches, that one.
Yeah, it wasn't in here, but that's a good one. I had that discussion yesterday. I did a coaches clinic, and it was fascinating because the coaches that coach boys, what they said versus the coaches that coach girls and what they said. And these are female coaches coaching girls, by the way, too. So, and it was a short discussion, but it was really fascinating. And one coach said it, and I wish I would have gotten it. I'm like, dude, that is so good. The way he said it was the difference between boys and girls is boys, they're just, they just need to go right away. They're not ready for practice. Girls come in ready, mentally more ready and prepared to listen and get ready for practice. So what we talked about is start the boys out, just get them in a drill, hardcore, running up and down the court, doing something, obviously basketball related. And I just thought it was a really good discussion about how to start practice because it's really important.
Oh, it's very important.
Let's come back to that. That's a really good
podcast. We'll do that. All right. So then talk about your website, Coach.
Basketballpracticeplans.com. Yeah, absolutely. Coaches, there's no need for you to create your own practice plans. If you're a youth coach, just go there. They're already done for you. A whole season's worth of practice. You can build upon them and, create your own if you like. But they're ready to go from practice 1 all the way through the end. I've planned it out. They're all progressive. So day 1, looks much different than day 24. The kids are going to grow in their skill level throughout the whole year. You're going to have offense, defense, slobs, blobs, everything you need to have a successful season. And it's only $30. I mean,
mic drop.
Yeah. I mean, how much time are you going to spend Googling going to YouTube, looking for all those. You're going to waste more time. I already done the hard work for you.
Yep, he has done the hard work, and they're awesome. It's not. I'm going to tell you from I don't use these because I don't coach youth hoops anymore, but I have for a long time. It's not your generic go on there, Excel spreadsheet. It is much more than that. So I'm going to tell you. I'll give you a little bit hint because I keep pimping them on this. Is get in now before prices go up. I'm just going to be honest. Like, you better do it now. Like,
it's priced.
I know. I keep telling him it's too cheap for all the work he's done. But,
cheap.
Yeah.
I had a coach that he called me after he downloaded it, and he said, "This is unbelievable. I did not expect it. I thought it was just going to be a generic,
PDF
couple lines. But you got videos, you have written instructions, and it follows my 5-step practice programming framework. It's all laid out there for you."
I know. It's awesome. And then also go over and check out coachingyouthhoops.com. I don't know if it will be launched by the time you get this. There's a waiting list to get on. So more to come. Everything.
Oh, and one more thing, basketballcoachesclinic.com. I'm doing a weekly coaches clinic for youth coaches. There's a different theme every week through the month of October. They're every Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. in October, if you're listening to this in October of 2022, but we'll continue probably beyond that. You're going to
He won't do it from November to March. He won't be doing it from November to March. Now he's coaching again team.
I'm going to fit 1 hour in. I got to help my youth coaches out there.
All right,
I'm on my mission, Steve. You know what my mission is?
I know.
Kids 10 years positively influenced through the sport of basketball.
Let's hope. All right. So what is what's the topic this week?
I posted something in our actually in your Facebook group, the Basketball Coaches Facebook group, about can you coach toughness? And I got almost 40 responses. The backstory is I coach varsity girls, as you know, Steve. And we did. We were working on power layups, and the particular young lady was not. We were using a pad. She was avoiding the pad, like literally avoiding the pad, stopping short of the pad, wasn't hitting the pad. And I just asked her. I said, the whole idea here is, to do your power layup, hit the pad, and go up, so you get an and one. And her response was, "I'm not used to being physical." So I thought, well, she's a freshman, and I thought, is that coachable? So I posted to the Facebook group, Can You Coach Toughness? And I just wanted to hear what other coaches had to say. Can you coach it, or is it just you're just born with it? Is it a mindset you have, period? What's your thoughts before I tell you?
First of all, what is toughness?
Yeah, what is toughness? Yeah. No, that's a really good question. I'm defining it as taking contact, not avoiding it, hustling after loose balls on the ground, right? Diving for loose balls, shutting someone down in defense, taking your 3 big bolt steps back on offense, transition to offense and transition to defense, like really hustling and getting after it.
Okay, so I think this is, I don't know if we're going to be able to get this in one podcast. But anyway, so toughness, I'm going to read you what it says, the dictionary says on toughness. Okay. Yeah. The dictionary says the state of being strong enough to withstand adverse conditions or rough handling. So what you described was more of the physical part. I think toughness is as much non-physical it is physical. That, that adverse... What?
You're saying mental?
Oh, I'm definitely saying mental. Yes. Yeah. Because you have to be mentally, you have to be able to handle adverse conditions. You have 4 fouls, there's 3 minutes left, that someone just said something to you. We won't go into the topic, but you gave me something before that we were talking about something that happened with your team, and that specific person, I don't know if they were being tough with what was handling there. Someone didn't handle it probably properly, but the toughness would be here's adversity again. How are you going to handle that? Yeah. And not lose it, both, from flipping out or getting emotional. There's a whole scale of how people lose it. So I think the ability to deal with hardship and to cope with it is as big a, I mean, I can almost teach teenage boys the physical part better than I can deal with the mental part and the dealing with the hardship and those physical difficult situations of, yes, you twisted your ankle. Yes, you're out for 2 weeks. You know, how are we going to deal with that? More than go be physical, deal with the pad. At least on my end, I can, that is an easier sell for me, and I can turn that corner a lot faster than I can the mental part, the toughness of steel kind of thing that you can handle both physically and mentally.
We have a trigger word we use in a game situation when maybe things get a little heated, or in practice too, right? And it's something I'm going to emphasize this year. We didn't have too many issues with it, but I can see, based on the story that you and I shared, I talked about, we might have it, and we call it dig, and I just yell out dig, which is dignity, integrity, and grace. And if you don't agree with the ref's call and you start arguing with them, I don't want a player arguing with the ref, right? They can ask them a question, right? I didn't understand that, right? Or someone kind of, I can see them lose their temper a little bit because someone did something to them in the game, and I'll yell out dig, right? It's a reset word, right? Mentally. Not that I don't want them to lose that edge. I don't want them to get a foul, right? Really what it's about, right? Or do something that they're going to regret later.
Llévate más de lo que esperas todos los días con el nuevo McValue en McDonald's. Ahora puedes comprar uno y sumarle otro por $1. Así que cuando tu equipo favorito enfrente a sus rivales, enfrenta tus antojos con $5 Meal Deals. Y si estás corriendo para alcanzar el desayuno, corre al app para llevarte ofertas antes del cutoff. Tú decides, y con McValue, tu decisión siempre rinde más. Precios y participación pueden variar. BOGO $1 válido para un producto de igual o menor valor. Debe estar registrado en Rewards para ofertas en el app.
Joe, yeah. Anyway, we have.
But I think, and this goes back to the conversation we were having again too. I think part of our job is to teach them the proper ways to cope.
That's right.
What is, and I think this would be a good preseason meeting thing that I was deep diving. I was talking to you about having our coaches retreat, and this is one of the topics we're going to talk about is, how do we build the team part of it? How do we build leadership? How do we build toughness? Well, we have to be the captain of the ship to explain, like, here's how you communicate with your teammates. Here's what toughness means. Here's what leadership means. And then here's the definition that we've come up with, but then what does that look like? Because everybody goes, we want more leaders, we want tougher kids. Well, they don't know what that means. Like, am I tough if I just dive on the floor? Well, yeah, you're tough in that aspect, but I'm looking for the entire tough person, the one that wants to shoot the free throw down 2 with 30 seconds to go kind of thing. I want the one that's going to step in and take the charge, even though their ankle. I mean, but then I got to teach them what it looks like and then how they can get better at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's a really good point, where toughness is, like you said, they're on the line shooting those free throws, 1 second left on the clock, you're down 1, right? They have 2 free throws, and like, man, that's definitely
so you can't just assume they're going to be tough there, and you can't assume they're going to be mentally ready for it. However, as the coach, and that's where we have to get them ready. Like that shot should not be the first time you've ever taken that shot in your head. That should be the 1,000th time you've done that. What are we going to like? So when we do our situational stuff and do those things in practice, that's where we're kind of deep diving into it. But again, we're going down a rabbit hole that's really rabbit hole. Going back to your initial question, what is toughness and can you teach it? Absolutely. 100%. I think you can.
What would a youth coach do if he has a situation though where, again, let's define toughness as taking a hit, or giving a hit on a layup as an example I gave. Toughness as they're not diving for youth, or they're not diving for loose balls. Because I think the mental side is you could get in a rabbit hole in a whole nother discussion.
Right. So I think then as a youth coach, what you should do is you should come up with 3 tough things. Here are my 3 tough pillars. Tough pillar 1 is you're going to step in and take a charge. Pillar 2 is I'm going to dive for the floor. Toughness 3 is when a teammate falls down, I go over and pick them up. That's not necessarily a tough, but it's like we're tough. We take care of each other. Whatever. I literally, those were the 3 I just came off the top of my head. But you come up with your. Don't do more. This goes back to the rule of 3 offense. Right. Don't do more than 3. Because that's the way our brain works. Keep it simple. 3 things. So those 3 things. So pick 3 that you want to be your, because again, you're only seeing once or twice a week. But if you do those 3 and you talk about those 3 and you emphasize those 3 and you give them I don't know, Gatorade every time they do one of them, or a piece of candy, or they get to start the next half, or I don't know what it is. Give them some incentive too. They'll do it more. Trust me. You'll see it exponential. You'll see exponential growth on it.
Yeah, our 3 things. I mean, that's a really good point. Ours is taking a hit on a power layup, right? When you see a body in front of you, you're going off with 2 feet, get a pad. Or obviously when it's live, you're gonna lean in a little bit and get to the line. Because we also are looking, that's not really toughness, that's smart. We're trying to be efficient scorers there too, right? Get your 2 into your and 1 in one position, get 2 points. Our other one is diving for loose balls. We have a hustle drill that combines diving for loose balls and taking a charge. So those are our 3. So diving for loose balls and getting in position to take a charge, right? So that's a really good point. I didn't think about it. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Is like categorize those 3 things as your toughness. That's what you're going to emphasize. And that's what you're looking for.
Teaching 101, like if you want them to do something, like talk about sidetrack. Like I teach AP stats. I teach seniors. I want them there on time. So I have to teach them what it means to be on time. Literally, it's a bell-shaped curve for any of those are stats people. There's a few students that arrive early. Most students arrive in the middle, and there's always a few students that arrive late. Always. Every year, 34 years of teaching, it's consistent. So I don't have to deal with the early ones. I deal with 4 students in basically every class. And then I'm going to teach them, here's what you have to do. Here's what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. Let me help you. So I think that's the important thing with toughness. It's like leadership and toughness are these words that just drive me bonkers because you see them all the time. Okay. Yeah. Well, what does that mean to you? That's why I asked you the definition of it. What is toughness? Like toughness for some teams might be that everyone comes to practice. I mean, I don't know. It's like toughness can be different things that, we don't let getting down by 30 affect us.
Yeah.
Because maybe you're a team that's a 3rd grade team that's playing in a 5th grade league. Well, we're going to be tough and we're not going to let being down 20 bother us or whatever. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Again, I'm just throwing.
That's a really good point too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think you're right. I mean, to emphasize that again at this coaches clinic, I gave them words to get rid of. Take a great shot. Like what the hell?
Don't do that. Like, what do you mean? Don't do that. Like, yeah. It's the teacher in me. It's just, you and I we'll write a book. We'll write a book on all this stuff. Don't do that. That's going to be the name of it.
Yeah.
Youth coaches, don't do that. There you go. Do this. No, that would be too long of a title. Anyway. All right. Anything else, Coach?
That's it. I hope, coaches, you got something out of it. So the big takeaway was list what you want to be tough at, and whatever you put an emphasis on, the kids will do. So taking charges is meaning tough, then that's what you do. If it's going after loose balls every time and you reward them for that. If it's rebounding, right? Out rebounding another team, if that's what your definition, but come up with those 3 things Don't just say, be tough. I want you to be tough. Define it for them clearly. Is that a good summary?
I love that. Okay, so I'm gonna give Bill kudos there from a longtime teacher. He did exactly what you should do in your youth practice too. He had practice and then he circled back before the bell rang to remind the students, the players, you, the listeners, what we talked about. So as a youth coach, he just did exactly what you should do as an educator. Circle back. So at the end, come together, have a little group. We haven't talked about this, but have a little group and circle back. What do we do? What do we have fun doing today? What would you change? It doesn't matter if it's fourth graders. They will love that. Trust me.
Yeah.
I've done it multiple times. All right. Till next week.
All right. Till next week, Coach.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.